Everyone is passing by a restaurant every day. Some of us are dining there every day, some of us are eating there once a week or once a month. But furthermore, restaurants are part of our historical and cultural identity. They fulfill an important social aspect for relaxing, eating well, or spending time with other people. They are places for socializing and a crucial part of our everyday life. But was it always like that? Was it 200, 500, 1000 or even 2000 years like that? Not quite. The history of the beginning of the modern restaurant culture is maybe a little bit different and unexpected, but for sure one of the most interesting, and it's actually the result, or better to say the consequence, of one of the most significant and biggest revolutions in humans' history. First, let's dive into the past and explore if there were any similar precursors of the modern restaurant. As we understand it today, restaurants already existed in the Roman Empire. Around 160 taverns and cookshops, known as Thermopolia or Thermopolium, dating back to the 1st century Anno Domini, have been found throughout the city of Pompeii. Meanwhile, during the Song Dynasty in China, the capital of the empire was filled with many places that offered a variety of dishes to their customers. The Middle Ages marked also an important cut as many inns and taverns appeared, but they were quite different from today's restaurants. To run an establishment in the Middle Ages and sell drinks and food, you needed special permissions like brewing, pouring or serving rights, and also rights to slaughter animals or bake. When it came to food and drinks, choices were very limited. They didn't have menus like we do today. They probably didn't even serve the food to you either. So we have to skip to the 18th century, and this period was a very tumultuous one in Europe. And maybe you have already figured out which country played a pivotal role in the birth of the modern restaurant. It's France. In 1789, King Louis XVI reigned over France. He had been on the throne since 1774 and was the last king before the French Revolution. He was a moderate monarch, but his inability to address the financial and social problems of the country contributed to dissatisfaction and ultimately led to the downfall of the Ancien regime. 1789 was the year where the French people started to express their anger on the streets. That was a big year for France. It started the French Revolution, which changed how the country was run. Here are some important points about the year. Social inequality. France had a strict social order. Most people known as the Third Estate were peasants, workers or middle-class citizens. The nobility and clergy had special rights like not paying taxes, and the distribution was very disproportionate. You can see almost everyone marched on the streets and expressed dissatisfaction about the situation. The other factor was the economic crisis. France was struggling with money problems, partly because it helped the American Revolution and spent a lot on the king's luxurious lifestyle. This led to high taxes and people being unhappy why their money was spent for the American Revolution. And one also very influential aspect was that the century was also the period of enlightenment. And the Enlightenment ideas focused on individual rights and freedom, importance of reason and equality, and were becoming popular and influencing French people's views. And on July 14th, 1789, the French Revolution started as angry people in Paris attacked the Bastille, the symbol of royal power and control. This is often seen as the start of the revolution. In the following months, many special rights for the nobility and clergy were taken away, leading to big changes in society. But what has this all to do with the modern restaurant? And here's the catch. King Louis XVI of France was known for maintaining an extensive and luxurious court, which included a large staff to cater to his culinary needs. It's estimated that King Louis had around 500 cooks and who knows how many servants in his royal kitchens to prepare meals for him and his court. These cooks were responsible for creating elaborate feasts and banquets that showcased the wealth and power of the French monarchy. And during the revolution, all of the cooks and servants of the king were dismissed and therefore unemployed, and they didn't know what to do. Their whole life they were either cooking or serving for the king. The chefs and kitchen staff looked for new jobs after the nobility fell from power and found a hungry audience in the rising middle class. To solve their unemployment, these former palace chefs started their own businesses. They found places to set up and offered their cooking skills to the public. After all, they had the know-how, skills and stuff to cook, and the audience which was the middle class. So the unemployed chefs opened restaurants everywhere. The idea was a big success. The rise of restaurants was a response to the social changes and the growing demand for new dining experiences. Restaurants stood out for their focus on serving meals and providing comfort and service. They offered a wider range of dishes, often tastefully decorated. The word restaurant comes of course from the French word restaurant, which originally referred to a restorative broth or meat-based soup that was served in a public establishment in France in the 18th century. These establishments offered the soups believed to restore one's health, and they were called restaurateurs. Over time, the meaning evolved to refer to place where the soups and the other meals were served. The growth of restaurants encouraged social mixing and cultural exchange in France. They attracted a diverse clientele and became important meeting places for discussions, debates, and social gatherings. Restaurants played a significant role in France's cultural life and had a lasting impact on the country's culinary scene. During this time, around 100 restaurants opened in Paris. Around 1810, there were already 3,000 restaurants just in Paris. Like many things from France at the time, the restaurant concept became very popular also abroad. Choosing from a menu being served by a waiter and the evolving haute cuisine became the new standard. So that was the history of the modern restaurant. I hope you liked this episode. If so, please leave a like and comment. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.